Thank you very much. Now, every day at various newspaper stands across Nigeria, millions of unemployed youth pay as low as 50 naira to read through several job vacancies in major national dailies. Although hundreds of such vacancies get published every day, most of them emphasize that only applicants with certain academic grades need apply for the jobs. Particularly, some popular companies have the policy that any applicant below the grade level of first-class degree stand no chance of getting hired to work for them. These firms have instituted a practice of not employing graduates below that particular grade level. Now, as a result of this, several Nigerians have remained unemployed over the years, and we apparently remain so because more employers are taking up on the trend. But many employers will proudly defend their decisions of placing emphasis on academic grade levels. They insist the Nigerian academic system is so warped that only the best of the worst can get to work for them. But some social commentators fault that argument. They queried why a young graduate should be denied employment because he or she graduated with a second-class lower or third-class degree. The commentators want to know if being a first-class graduate automatically translates to excellent performance at workplace. What happens to graduates of second-class lower and below, which our universities turn out in their thousands every year? What is the fate of the hundreds of thousands of graduates who spent 5, 6, or even 7 years in the university and finished with lower grades? Does it mean that years spent in pursuing a tertiary education will be wasted at the end of the day? Let's get it more precisely. Let's put it this way. Should academic grades determine employment in Nigeria? What are your thoughts? That is the big issue for today. And two gentlemen, they are with us in the studio here, and together with my live audience, we shall be discussing this big issue. Now, let me quickly introduce them. Ola Aziz is a human resources expert with more than 20 years experience in the field. Mr. Aziz argues that, indeed, academic grade levels should determine the employment of every graduate in Nigeria. Mr. Aziz, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
While Barrister Justice Uwegbu certainly is on the other side of the divide, he says there is no need to create unnecessary burden of academic grade levels for applicants. Mr. Uwegbu is a human rights lawyer and, of course, the convener of the Symbol of Hope Foundation. His first name is Justice, and he'll be doing justice to the big issue for today. Mr. Justice, thank you very much for coming on the show.
It is my pleasure again.
It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, this gentleman will be exchanging fire for fire, but you can also decide to catch some of the heat by letting us have your own opinions via our social media platforms now showing on the screen. The name is Oba Adeoye. The show is The Big Issue. Welcome back. You're watching The Big Issue, reaching you from the studios of Television Continental TVC. I introduced my guests earlier on. You're welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I welcome them again. Let me start with you, Mr. Ola. You have more than 20 years experience as a human resources expert. Why do you think at the grade level, academic grade level of an applicant should determine whether he gets employed or not in Nigeria?
Thank you very much, Oba. Why the grading system in the first instance? The essence of grading system basically is to have some certain classification to be able to actually see people where they belong. And what actually are the parameters upon which grading, first class, second class upper, second class lower, ordinary pass, and what top part or what have you. The essence of that basically, the factor that actually determines that, there are a lot of parameters. Number 1, seriousness. Number 2, commitment. Number 3, focus. Number 4, how passionate are you as a student in the university And of course, putting all this together go a long way to enable you to actually put in all what it requires to be classified as a first-class material or second class, as the case may be. All these put together are some of the factors that the employer are looking for in any employee. Out of all resources available to any organization, name it. Machinery, which is equipment, money, which is capital, minute, which is time, method, which is strategy. What have you? A man. Man is the most critical of all assets. Why? It is the thinking asset that coordinates and collaborates all others for productivity, for performance, and at the same time, corporate results. By the time you actually have what I call recruitment error, that is to say, when you reject in error or you accept in error, meaning that there is no way, no magic about it. There's no story about my papa, my mama. He doesn't know it, he doesn't have it, he doesn't have it. Of course, there is no way. It will be a misalignment. And when there's a misalignment, the productivity we are talking about, the commitment we are talking about, because what is the essence of any enterprise? Be it profitable, be it service, be it not for profit. You need human being to do what? To articulate, to do what? To also ensure that the mission, the vision, and the route to the market is actually being really done in a way to achieve the essence of being in the market. And today, competition outside there is at the speed of light. It's at the speed of light.
And you don't want to bring in someone that is not up to standard to come and manage the rest of the end for you.
When we're having interference in the manner and way we actually recruit people, at the end of the day, you see it in their results. You see it in their results. By the time they come in through illegal routes, through undue influence, political interference, there is no way they can actually, and that's why grading system is a very fundamental parameter to determine who is the person, what is the person, what can he deliver, how will he deliver it, can he actually have a line of sight with the organizational goal, mission, vision in the market.
Let me take it to justice. Thank you very much, Mr. Olaz. Interesting. The experience is coming to bear there. He has just run us through what it means to be an HR person, the people that you fear most in any organization. Sorry, HR people watching. Justice, let me come to you. Why do we need to grade in the first instance if grading would not determine who gets employed?
Well, naturally, grading is just a norm. Let me put it that way. Or a classification of institutions. Because whether we like it or not, institutions come with grading because of certain reasons. One, for example, in a faculty, they want to say, okay, this is the best student, this is this, this is that. But I want to point out something. If you look at every certificate, the certificate will always carry the council having certified you both in academics and character. By implication, your certificate was not based only in what? Academics. Because today, we are seeing so many illiterate graduates with what is happening now. Yes. Let me tell you the truth.
You're placing it together. Who are the illiterate graduates?
No. There are so many graduates today that if they come out with their first class certificate, they can't speak good English.
Oh my.
They can't even write a correct sentence.
They will tell you to come to
Wait a minute. It's immaterial. What I'm trying to tell you is this. The system has spoiled. It is a bit corrosive now. That as far as I'm concerned, examination today in Nigeria is no longer the true test of knowledge. Because I don't believe what we need in life is what? Capacity. And not that certificate. In the wisdom of our constitution, the 1999 constitution as amended, even the 1979 constitution never attached certificates for qualification of anything or any government position. Even the post of the president, say you must have attempted class 6.
Is that not the form of certification?
No. It is saying you must have attempted. It did not even say you must have passed.
It did not say you must bring your certificate.
Yes, what I mean. But that is the truth. So, let me tell you one thing. One thing is certain. There's nothing wrong in getting the primary foundation. Today, our lingua franca in Nigeria is English. And I think in 1999, Nigeria also adopted French. How many of us today can speak French? That's the $1 million question. But aside from that, the issue there is this. That is why you see our senators, House of Reps members, and all that people going to buy certificates from here and there. Because what we know in Nigeria is certification and not capacity. That is what we have. But that's the problem with Nigeria, paperwork. What can you do? Okay, sir. You are talking about employment. Which means by implication, if anybody comes to your office with first class certificate, you don't need interview. True or false? Then why do you go through the process of interview? So that is true. Because if your condition is that you must have first class, then every dick and Harry that comes with first class certificate, give that person employment. Then why getting that person through, sit down, you interview, you ask questions, and all? What are you trying to find out? Thank you, capacity. What is the major thing you need? I'm not that certificate. I don't know how many of you today, as our last 3 days, if I'm right, it was in the news, it was in newspaper, a young man has been practicing as a medical doctor in Lud for the past 3 years. He bought a certificate. He never went to even medical school. But he was doing better than some medical doctors. That is what? Capacity. Develop your capacity. I did not make first class. How many of us here are first class materials? When we talk about first class, what do you even mean by first class? This one that lecturers will sit down there, go to our universities today, see the level of victimizations unleashed on students. In the name of I want to have this, I want to have that. Go, look at our young ladies in the university. How they are being maltreated sexually and harassed.
Or because of first class.
Because of what? First class or second class. And at the end of the day, no, but that's the truth. And at the end of the day, when they suffer to get this thing, at the end of the day, they cannot be able to do what? Defend it.
Okay, let me take it back to Olaziz. Olaziz, what happens to capacity when all that we are focusing on is the grade level of the applicant?
It's okay. What is the beginning of the discussion? Capacity from the university environment. What determines the grading system? It is the capacity. I mentioned some parameters, some factors. Commitment, dedication, focus, passion. They are all ingredients that make what I call capacity. And that is why in the workplace there are 3 things that we are looking for.
Okay.
Apart from the certificate content and the value of the certificate, we call it ASK in training and development. We need attitude. We need knowledge. And we need skill. That is, the capacity is equal to attitude, knowledge, and skill. I don't want us to get this point wrongly, so that we will not set wrong messages over there.
Okay.
Some students, when you go to the university environment, you will know for sure that they know what they are in for. Many of them, they've actually gotten trouble right from the beginning. They got their jump results. Good parents should be able to tell the student that for a student to make first class, he make it the first day he enters university environment. I stand to be corrected. And the person that make top class or become a professional student, we will spend 10 years for 5-year course. Start from day one. What make up the capacity? A lot of distraction. At home, many parents, they are so, how will I call it? They are so restrictive in the manner they bring up their children. By the time they go to university environment, it's a different community on its own. A free land. Because the parental restriction in the way children are brought up, they feel, wow, this is the free ticket to live the way I want. And because of that, they will lose focus. And when they lose focus, the attitude that they need, they will be distracted by different social, and some other, like courtesan and what have you. I could recall in one of my interviews. who do we need for that particular role? We actually needed somebody who would be a salesperson, but is going to sell in an environment where patience, endurance, listening ability, and ability to receive shock matters. So there is a way you go beyond the normal way of just say, I put it to you when you are in the university, you belong to ABC. The guy grew wild. In a formal setting, a controlled environment, if you can do that, imagine what it will do to customer outside there. And being the ambassador of the brand, being the ambassador of the company, imagine untoward consequence, unpalatable effect of such misconduct, aggression to the business. Now,
but does having a first class from the university, does it translate to excellent performance at the workplace?
To a very great extent, I said yes. Why did he? As he rightly said, and let me just tell you one thing, as a professional in human resource management, if you say you bring your first class, we have first class and we have first class. I don't want to say the other side because, you know, and what do? We do background check. And some of these people, sometimes they are like syndicates. They got it through certain route that is so protected from the school environment. If you don't do it the right way, that is the background check, the letter you wrote to confirm will go to the wrong person. Who gave the first result will still confirm the wrong result as the right result. And what do?
There's a cartel.
That's a cartel. So that what before we actually even, for good organization, they must satisfy the authenticity of the certificate, the value of the certificate. And in most cases, those people that actually come around, candidates that come around with a false certificate, what do? They end up being problem employee. Because they don't deserve what is in their hand. And that is why that it is the responsibility of the employer not only to look at the certificate on the base value, they need to do what I call background check to ensure that the person they are bringing on board is both fit in character, is fit in deed, so that at the end of the day, it will be culture fit, it will be job fit, it will be organizational fit. It will not be toxic in the system that can contaminate other innocent and hardworking employees in the workplace. To an extent, the cerebral content, the mental content of what somebody got at the university has a direct corollary to what is likely to influence him in terms of attitude.
Let me just take it verbatim from you. Does he have a direct bearing?
It does not. Let me tell you one thing. Yes. Good at it, this is an interactive section where we see one-on-one and tell ourselves the truth. You know the problem of Nigeria? Let me cite the words of Julius Nyerere of Tanzania. He said, until we return back to the truth, we must persist and continue in error. And that is what is holding Nigeria. Sir, let me put it back to you. You gave an instance here now of a young man who has first-class certificate, according to you. But you people put him to test and discover that he cannot absorb shock or anger. Which means what disqualified him was his attitude and lack of capacity, and not the certificate. Is that not true? Yes. So what are we saying? You have finished it all. Yeah, you have finished it all. Because if actually in the real sense of it, certificate determines you're giving that employment, you shouldn't have bothered checking other aspects. And you also mentioned about it. You borrowed my word, capacity. By implication also, you are telling us that, yes.
For your information,
yes, I'm coming now. When I first mentioned it. Yes. So by implication, knowledge you are referring as certification is one of the ingredients of capacity. But not the major ingredients of what? Capacity. Let me tell you. Let me tell you the truth. Whether we like it or not, passing sense is not passing sense. Yes. Are you hearing me? Yes. Passing sense is not what? Passing sense. And I have said it earlier before now. Whether it's a forged first-class certificate or whether it is a merited one, what we are saying in effect is this. When you watch those people closely, there are so many things they lack. And if you can employ only based on certificate, you will definitely have a problem. Because that is why when you are even writing your CV, I see so many people writing able to work in a hostile environment, and which you have even said. And not that I was able to get first class certificate among every other person. We all went to school. I'm a graduate. Some of you here are graduates. Some of you are still undergraduates and all the rest. There are so many people. Let me tell you, even for example, as a lawyer, in the legal profession, Lord Dennis said something. He said, God forbid that a lawyer should know all the laws. So, and Abraham Lincoln said, a wise man is he who has knowledge of everything. He did not say he who knows everything. And that is the problem we have. Most of these people, once he enters their mentality, I have first class. You see them, they start misbehaving. But sir, I'm not trying to degrade you. Do you have first class?
Do you?
Did you have first class?
Do you too?
No, I did not. I said it
A lot of people here, they are laughing, they are supporting you because you are supporting them. Because they are not first class students themselves.
It's not that. Let me tell you.
Ask them. The question you ask him.
Excuse me. Let the other is trying to say something. He's trying to accuse the audience because you're not first class materials. Don't
I've not said that. How many first class materials do we have there?
It doesn't matter. It's not about you having first class. It's about
that is why they are applauding you along all the way.
Developing your capacity.
Because you are supporting them.
No. Wait a minute. If you move away from this country, a typical white man will want to put you to test. Why is it that when you're going for driving test, they will give you a car to drive? Have you asked yourself that? They are not giving it to you because they know you have been a graduate, you are matured, you are above 18. They'll put you to text. Is that not true? There are so many graduates today. Wait a minute. You don't have capacity to stop me, so let me please continue.
Now, as I was saying, in the first instance, the word capacity has been in existence since antiquity. It's not a word you invented here. So for you not to be accused of plagiarism, leave that word to the people that actually get that done.
For the fact that I was the first person that used it here, the issue that it's emanated from me. So I am the initiator as far as this program is concerned.
What is the truth? In the academic environment, in the university, in the faculty, what determines the grade? I'm asking you, what determines the grade?
Is your GP. Your points.
It's okay, what determines your GP?
What determines your GP is your academic performance.
Your academic performance, what determines it?
Why look at the kind of what your academic performance? Let me answer it. Wait a minute.
I'm not waiting. No, you have to answer.
Wait, now let me answer you. Excuse me. Listen to me. What determines my academic performance cannot be what will determine your own. Because we are different people.
Exactly.
But that is the truth.
Your mental ability.
That is the truth.
Your mental ability.
We are still talking about capacity here.
And that capacity determines what you come out of university with. So in other words, when we say capacity basically.
You are saying capacity again, no? Continue.
Yes. When we say capacity, anywhere you are, capacity is summation of your attitude, your skill, and of course your knowledge.
Which is one aspect of capacity.
Yes. Fine. The three of them I'm coming, please. Do you know that even under, let me go further. Knowledge is power, but knowledge here is powerful. Knowledge is power, but knowledge here is powerful. In the same vein, what differentiates illiterate from a stark illiterate, because we still have educated illiterate. What differentiates a stark illiterate from a real literate man is the knowledge.
It's the certificate.
It's the knowledge.
It is the certificate.
I'm coming, please. Now in the workplace, what are we looking for at the end of the day? We want experience. What is experience? Mistake you made, experience you get, give you that capacity. And as I always tell people, Experience is not a viable commodity. You can't go to any market. Ariara market, Ogbete market, Ebute Meta market, you can't get it. Why? You need to do what? You need to pay pupillage under somebody's tutelage to get the knowledge, to get the attitude, to get the skill, to make you have capacity in the workplace. And what are they paying in the workplace? Is capacity. What they are paying in the workplace is capacity.
So if it's all about capacity, why then do we dwell on first class, second class?
That is the thing.
Why then? What's the difference
It is the
between?
same capacity that make him to get first class.
Is your
The
back?
first-
I'm coming, please. If you look at some psychologists' finding, sometimes they look at the consistency when they put some particular test framework into bearing. And what do they mean? The tendency for somebody to have gotten first class from the university environment, no matter how porous is it, you will still remove the chaff from the grain. First class or grading actually determine who is the man among the boys. Are we out there? Now, the tendency for that to lead that particular candidate to the workplace cannot be overruled and cannot be overemphasized. And what do I mean by that? What do we pay for? They don't pay for effort in the workplace. They pay for results. And what is the result? First class? Is it not a result? It's a result.
Okay.
We don't pay for input. They pay for outputs. And that output is a function of certain parameters. And capacity is part of them. I'm not saying we should worship certificates. But the point I'm trying to say in essence is possibility of somebody who get a genuine first class in the workplace, in the university system, can still not be overruled because they must have been fully engaged.
Before I go to him, let me ask you one question.
It's okay.
What happens to the third class graduates, to the second class lower graduates? What happens to them?
Well,
If all we are looking at is
I will still ask another question again. Why degrading? The essence of this, right from day one you enter university environment, there's a consequence management. If you put in all what it takes, meaning that you get something at the end of the day, what happened to them? What happened to them?
you should go open shops.
It's a 1 million question.
Okay.
How do I mean that? What happened to them? They might not be fixed up because they don't have what it takes to get what it is. And that should actually be a key learning point for others who are just still in the process or who are about to go into the process. The only problem is you don't only learn about from best practices. You can only learn from worst practices.
Thank
Learn
you.
from it.
Thank you,
that
sir.
When you fumble, somebody will not fumble again for you to be able to get it done.
All right, thank you. Justice, in your chamber,
Yes.
will you put a third class accounting graduate to be your head accountant?
I can put a pass graduate.
They are
The
not
most
surprised.
important-
To
What do you
manage your
mean?
money for you.
Definitely. Most of the bankers today, did they tell you they made first class? Most of the managers and even the MDs today, I've asked him a question, did he make first class? But he's a HR expert. Let me tell you one thing. Let's be realistic about some of these things. Let's not, bore ourselves with all these things. The truth is this. In fact, there are so many roadside mechanics that are better than the so-called mechanical engineers. Yes. Many of them don't even know how to tighten a knot. But go to all these roadside mechanics. Why? Because they develop the capacity. Let me give you another example. If you see a rank and file police officer who rose to a senior officer, he's always different from a cadet officer. Yes. A cadet officer is the people that graduated from the university. They are giving cadet ASP. A rank and file officer knows the job right from scratch. Let me. What I mean, excuse me, I'm still talking. No, I did not interrupt you when we are talking. What I mean is, the time for that is coming. Now, in my own profession, what I mean is, in my own profession, that's something I used to tell people.
You know what, gentlemen. I know. It's obvious that we are itching to go into the second segment. Let's go into the second segment very shortly. I want to come back. We exchange fire for fire. You are watching The Big Issue. If you are just joining us, you are watching Nigeria's hottest debate show, The Big Issue. And today we are asking the question, should academic grades determine employment in Nigeria? I have a human resources manager here with more than 20 years experience on the field, and of course a human rights lawyer. And the two of them obviously are defending from the two sides of the argument. This is the second segment, gentlemen. This segment you can ask questions, you answer questions, you puncture each other's argument. You can shout, you can interject, you know, you can see I'm not there. You can take baby step from where you are, but don't exchange punches. That is the only rule here. Other rules, they don't exist in this segment. Now, before I let the two of you take over the stage, let me ask you a question, Mr. Aziz. Anytime your car breaks down and you take it to the mechanical shop, do you ask the mechanic if he has the first class or you went to engineering school?
I think it's better we compare apple with apple, not apple with mango.
Okay. Apple with apple.
And not apple with mango.
But they are all fruits.
Whose job is this?
They are all fruits.
Well, you're on your own.
Nourishing the body.
How do I mean?
That's what the body needs. Fine.
You know for sure that if you want your car to be done properly, you go to a structured garage. All those people on the roadside, they used to have an error method. If you have 30 knots here and there, you may end up with just 20. No integrity, no ethics, no honesty, and of course, there is no engineering principle that guide their way, no SOP. When I say SOP, I don't mean songs of praise. No standard operating procedure. That do what? That guide them in ensuring that we do this, we do that. But engineer, they actually pass through the org of principle, fundamentals, theory, theoretical framework of engineering. You know what goes what? There are checklists. And of course, he followed that checklist to ensure that no error. Why many vehicles outside there on the road? Why do they have fatal accident? Many a time is caused by the so-called roadside mechanic. Why are they roadside? Because they don't have capacity to stay under the garage to diagnose, to ensure that this is the real problem and this is the way to go about it. That's why they are confined to roadside.
So certification really counts.
No, yes.
Thank you.
Because the certificate made them to really get focused.
Wait a minute. You see, let me take a leave, or let me.
You have the floor to each other.
Let me borrow a leave from what he has said, using the roadside mechanic as an example, or as this thing here. Let's analyze it very well. You said that the roadside mechanic is called a roadside mechanic because he's on the road, because he does not know the rudiments of mechanical this and that. It is not true. Let's not bring Nigerian problem to this. Yes, because you and I are aware that many people that are even selling on the roadside because they cannot even afford a shop at Tejo shop or any other place. True of us. So wait a minute now. That is the same way. That is the same way. A roadside mechanic does not have anything.
Hello, barista.
The people that
when mechanic repair your car and they hand it over to you.
Yes.
Is it every time you are always comfortable taking it traveling, not local journey?
Why not?
It's not every time.
Who says so? Let me give you an example.
Many people that actually do what they are doing, they are not their life because of carelessness.
Let me give you an example. Go and inquire people that know me. What I was talking about, I was talking about capacity. My advice to everybody here is this: please build your capacity. While as an undergraduate, I did mechanic, I did panel beating. So most times my car don't go to mechanic. I have all the tools. Now what I mean, yes, but that it is a leisure time for me. But I'm just using it to say, but let me tell you one thing. If you're not talking about certificate, I ask you a question. 2 questions, you've not answered it. I'm not trying to puncture your character or this. I am not. I said it from the beginning. I'm really sure.
Even before you go there,
let me tell you the truth.
I
have never been a first. Listen to me now.
Wait. I never told them.
Let's go out of mechanic now. Let's go out of mechanic.
No specialization.
That was yes.
That
was why I said. No. That was why I said that for you to be a wise person, you must have knowledge of everything. It's not that you must know everything. You must have knowledge of everything. Japanese car is Japanese car. Peugeot is Peugeot, Volkswagen is Volkswagen. So let's go away from that. But what I'm trying to tell you is this: you did not make first class. But if you are recruiting some, you see, let's not deceive ourselves in this country. You are a human resource personnel, and maybe people hire you to come and help them to recruit people. And when you now go there, you now start insisting on first class. When you yourself did not make first class. Is that not, is it right? Yes. And secondly, wait a minute. What are we looking for? Today, where you are, you are proud of yourself. One, because of your years of experience. And the two, because you have developed your capacity over time. And not your certificate, go back to school and get first class. No. How do I get that done? Go back to school now. How do I get that? Where is the beginning of the story? You're not too old to go back to school. You're not too old to go back to school. Wait. No, I disagree with you. No, but that is the truth. So, wait a minute. Me as a lawyer today, I didn't make first class. You cannot make first class because you have capacity. In the legal profession, don't have the capacity. At least somehow, I am happy. People know me. There are people that made first class that they cannot see my back. I'm not boasting. But the truth is this: if first class, if you come to my office,
but why is it that when you flip through the pages of newspaper, the vacancies, the job openings you see there, they keep talking about you must have certain level grades. You must have
to get the best out of these people.
Nigerians.
It is not.
And of the youths.
It is the
Let me tell you one thing. Today, what is even running is no longer first class. Is how many abroad certificates do you have?
No,
I disagree with that.
I disagree with that.
Are you aware that a first class material in Unilag, for example, and a second class lower material in Oxford University will get a job in Nigeria more than a first class material in Unilag? That is certification. That is to tell you the level we are going. That's to tell you how we are reaping Nigerian.
That's why university in Uganda will come and advertise their university in Nigeria.
I see one person. She made first class, but as I speak to you, for how many years now, up to 7 years now, she has not gotten a job. It is possible that because I asked a question which she has refused to answer, and that question is this:
stop repeating the same thing. You are getting on board.
Why do you not go through the process of
somebody who has first class and he has not gotten job? Look, it's Oluwole first class.
It is not true.
It is not true.
It is not true.
He was certified.
It is not true. Let me tell you. That was why I said. Wait a minute. That was why I said. You see, that was why I said. That was why I said.
It is.
If our problem in Nigeria.
Thank you.
Very simple question.
Mr. Olazi, you are dealing with a lawyer.
Yes.
They have a way of.
There's no problem now. You see now, his capacity for retention is very low. I just said something now and he cannot really retain.
Remember.
Let me tell you one thing. Wait. I don't repeat things you don't hear twice.
Remember.
How do we reconcile?
Even in the computer.
How do we reconcile?
How do we reconcile? Your first class translates to excellent performance at the workplace?
It does not. Again, let me just tell you for one thing.
Wait. Now, it's behaving like Agbero lawyer. you have not. Wait. Have you ever employed anybody?
Don't worry.
Have you ever employed anybody?
I'm an employer of labor.
You are.
Yes.
Of third class.
It is immaterial.
Of what?
The most important thing is that the lawyers in my firm are giving me what I want.
It's okay.
It is immaterial. So whether they are first class or third class, but I want to tell you something. Let me tell him something. It does not matter, and it's an advice. It does not matter what people say about you or what people think about you. What matters in life is
you need feedback to
your conscience and what God says about you. So at any point in time, be yourself. Even when every other person have a different view about you, self-confidence and self-determination. And if I do not have self-confidence, I will not be here challenging you.
You know where I define that?
I don't know where you understand me.
You know where I define that?
Wait.
Or a first class lawyer becomes what? Immaterial. The most important thing is that if he has problems now, he will look for me. Yes. No, if I'm a kind of people, that's the truth.
Okay, Barrister, let's take your question for him.
No.
Let's take your question for him.
What I actually want to say is this.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. Would you like to hire?
Don't occupy this space.
Would you like to hire a lawyer who made first class and he will go to court and not defend you well? Or to hire a lawyer who made part, but if he goes to court, everybody will know that a lawyer came to court. Thank you. And that is what I am.
No problem, no problem. Let me tell you, don't be misled. Do not be what? Misled. If somebody say you should live in full paradise, you have to watch it. You need feedback. You need feedback how you are doing. Even in your feedback, it must be structured. You can use what I call KISS approach. That is, letter K means what am I doing that I need to keep doing? What am I doing that I need to improve doing? What am I doing that I need to stop doing if I want to progress in life? And what I've not been doing that I actually need to start doing so that I can be better. They say feedback is the breakfast of great achievers. If somebody says you live in full paradise, that you feel you know it all, you don't need to be sensitive to your environment, to the people within you, your significant other, you are going for destruction. And that's why you must be able to listen. It's not a matter of rabble-rousing, it goes beyond that. We are talking about knowledge content. Knowledge content, not guru. No, it goes beyond that. You must get feedback from people and let them be sincere with you. In their feedback, it will help you to develop, to grow in life, in whatever you are doing in life. It's very important.
Let's take reactions, let's take questions.
All protocol duly observed. It's not really a question, but I want to buttress the point of a simple truth. We can't really base to hire someone on the certificate because of this. The educational sector in Nigeria is even just a jamboree. It's nothing to write home about. And especially when one is even seeking admission these days, it's not what the person really have passion for that they will offer. Okay. So along the line, it means the person won't even stay focused in school because it's not what is really in mind. Okay. So that will buttress or that will show in the certificate. 45 seconds. So, and because of that, you can now say because the person now want to work, you now base the performance on the result. Because there are other things that the person can still offer that is way beyond just what is in the book.
All right, thank you. 45 seconds maximum. Let's go.
Now, my question is this. Why do we discriminate those that graduate in first class from university and those that graduate in first class from polytechnic if first class is what we're after? Now, what I'm saying is this. First class is not even as important as what you have to offer. Now, you have something to offer as a polytechnic graduate, and we are not discriminating. Why? Our problem in Nigeria is this. We discriminate with everything. We use religion to discriminate. Now we are using certificate again to discriminate. Why?
45 seconds.
I will answer
you want to react very briefly.
I think
you want to react. Okay, let's start with you. Then I'll take your reaction.
You know the people you hold responsible. It's people like him. You know why? Wait a minute. You know why? It is very, very wrong and morally wrong, and it is even an aberration that I did not make first class.
That is why you're having so much support here.
No, it's not that. Because wait a minute. And I place. Wait a minute. I place on my own. Wait a minute. On my own, I place an embargo on people that do not have first class. That is what I call inferiority complex. You should be proud of yourself.
Your reaction.
If you're proud of yourself, you will not be talking about first class.
Thank you for your question. I think I will answer you like a professional. Different organizations, they have different goals. They need different people with different skill and different orientation. You will discover that any engineering-based organization will have flair for polytechnic. What is the meaning of polytechnic? Polytechnic, an environment where many techniques are used as orientation, as to gather experience, theoretical framework, and those fundamental exposure that border on practical. So when it comes to practical, polytechnic is always there. And that's why company that know is what? Manufacturing. They so much believe in polytechnic people. But the only problem is when you are being discriminated against, refuse to be intimidated. When you put in your attitude, you put in all your efforts, and you surpass the so-called university product.
That is when you're
there is no way, please hold it, you are not recognized.
You're given a chance.
Now, by the time you go in there and you refuse to be intimidated, but if I thought it is Harvard business degree, you tell them that the local content, the native intelligence with which you have to pass through what you have passed through in Polytechnic. Respect is not given, it's hand.
Thank you. Let's take a lady. I'll take a lady. Let's take a lady.
Mr. Aziz, my question is for you.
Thank you.
You said
45
that.
seconds.
Okay, you said that when you give your car to a roadside mechanic, you need to be cautious of it. Yeah. Does that mean that when you give your car to a certified first-class mechanical engineering student, it won't develop fault again?
Thank you very much. Now, thank you. Thank you for your question. Hello.
All right, sir.
But I said something earlier on. We should compare apple with apple, not apple with mango. When you go for cheap thing, you should be ready for the consequence of it.
You get cheap results.
Yes. Sometimes when we see things cheap, sometimes we have certain mentality that, because in fact, many people like free thing. Even in free time, nothing is free there. Am I communicating? If I take it there, it does not mean mechanical is mechanical. But the tendency that quality job will be done is very high. Reliability index will be very high. Honesty of getting things done will be very high. Many a time you take your car to the roadside mechanic, jack will be lost, spare tire will be lost, the knot of the tire you can't find it, a lot of things. Even when you forget your handset, you can't get it there. But meanwhile, hello, in the structural garage, everything you take to that garage, they will take list of it. By the time they finish it, they still use that checklist to ensure that right from the knot, the minute item, up to the big item like tire, they are complete. Why? Because if anything is lost there, the integrity of that workshop, the owner of the workshop, the brand equity of the workshop, the value proposition of that workshop will surely be affected. But meanwhile, the mechanic on the roadside, what are they making profit on? Lies, deceit, dishonesty, and what have you. Thank you.
Thank you. 45 seconds, please.
Well, I want to start by saying that the both of you have actually made a very quality submissions.
15 seconds.
Thank you.
But then I like to align myself with you because I don't want a situation whereby
with me, so
exactly. So I don't want to. Promote what is it called? Kind of mediocre or mediocrity rather.
Mediocrity, okay.
Exactly. So I think that is very important for students because most students are here, undergraduates and even graduates, so that we aspire to get to that high.
The role I am here for is to produce for class among you.
So So I think that first class is very important.
Thank you.
You know, the problem here is that we are talking about in a very abnormal situation.
Abnormal
in an
situation.
ideal situation, first class supposed to be respected, and I align myself with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
A lady, final lady, please. A lady.
Yeah. My
You always
question
become
is
honest, so I can take care of your needs.
yes, the roadside mechanic you talk about, I just hope that your mechanic is not going to watch this program on that day. Then secondly again, the airplane that crashed, is it fixed by roadside mechanic?
Let me just tell you one thing. When we say mechanic, I'm not an engineer.
Justice, you are smiling.
I'm not an engineer.
Okay.
Hello. I'm not an engineer. And I'm afraid. I hope we are not sending the wrong message outside there. I hope we are not sending the wrong message. Because by the time we are actually celebrating mediocrity, lower grade, what are we talking? We are sending the wrong signal outside there. And before you know it, it can have multiplier effect. Plane crash, plane don't crash. It has no contextual relevance to what we are talking about. But that's why, wait. But despite that, When you say mechanical, wait now. When you say mechanical can anything mechanics, anything iron can fail at any time. But what are we saying? People that actually made it through that route, they are more meticulous. They are more painstaking in getting things done. They don't gloss over things. Because what made them to be what they are and what made them to become what they are capable of becoming is that all those qualities I've actually made mention of. What I'm trying to say in essence is, somebody say third class is what you want. Do you pray your child to have third class from university?
Simple. Answer.
You pray for it. That all your children will end up with third class. No, pray.
It's a question. Let him react.
Have you finished talking?
Let him react.
Have you finished talking?
Do you pray?
Listen now.
He's asking a question.
I will answer his question.
All your children will end up third class or ordinary pass in university.
All right then.
Let me tell you and let me be sincere to you. I pray that my children will be greater than as I am today. It does not matter the certificate they have.
No, let's go on a short break. When we come back, the show will finally close to. Barrister, Justice, when I come back, you give me your last word. Please, you are watching The Big Issue. Thank you very much. It's been an interesting show today. Justice, I interrupted you. Just let me give you 5-10 seconds to just bring it home.
All right. What I wanted to say is this. When he raised the issue of my children, let me tell you, like I said, I trust myself. I'm a great person today. In law, there's what to say, nemo dat quot non habet. Meaning what? A person cannot give what he does not have. And what I have is what I'm giving my children. It will be of no use for me that they have the best certificates in the world and they don't have capacity.
All right. Thank you, Barrister.
Yes.
This.
My message to the others in the studio and outside there, anything you believe in life, do it well. And of course, getting first class is the issue on the table. But for you to get a first class, a lot of things must have been there. I'm appealing to you. Don't be dissuaded, don't be carried away with the euphoria of what has happened here today. Rather, ensure that you have passion. In your education, make sure you are committed. Make sure you are not distracted.
All right.
Thank you. So that at the end of the day,
thank you, Mr. Alazis.
You can become...
Thank you very much. Justice, thank you very much for coming on the show. And Mr. Alazis, thank you very much for coming on the show. It's been an interesting time with the two of you on this episode of The Big Issue. Now, let's hear from you as the debate continues on our social media platforms now showing on your screen right now. What do you think? Should academic grades determine employment in Nigeria? Drop your thought for us on Twitter and also on Facebook. But if you are not the social media type, you can drop an SMS for us on the numbers right now showing on the screen below. Don't forget to join us again next week for a fresh episode of The Big Issue, as we shall be looking at another very big issue in our society. Before then, always remember that whatever you do, wherever you are, and whatever you are discussing, never ever sit on the fence, because you might just get hit from either or both sides of the fence. Take a stand. The name is Oba Adeoye. The show has been The Big Issue.